Let's put our hands together for the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence!
Yes, my sisters. Look at my beautiful sisters. Like, make some noise. Oh, I am so moved right now. Look at the beauty. These people work hard every day. Many of us have dedicated more than half of our lives to community service, fundraising, and fundraising. And it is my pleasure to introduce to you the president and abbess of the San Francisco Mother House, Sister Selma Soul.
Hey everybody, what a beautiful sight here. This is what San Francisco is. All of us and this beauty here in this crowd. Thank you. Today I stand in front of this fabulous city hall, a momentous place in our community's history. It's the place where our first publicly, openly gay elected official was sworn into office, ushered into the office on a wave of hope. It's also where he and Mayor Moscone were assassinated, mowed down by hate and fear. 40 years ago, our community rose in riot here, born of frustration and anger in light of their conviction of at the light conviction of their murderer. Then, 2004, we celebrated the first official gay marriage in San Francisco in the United States here with Phyllis Lyon and Lyon Martin. In 1982, coincidentally, the sisters had their first official meeting with then Mayor Dianne Feinstein. My sisters came here to introduce ourselves and convince our mayor we were an asset to the community, not a liability. After listening patiently and politely, the mayor slammed her fist on the desk and said, "I just don't know. When I see the sisters, I just see red." Well, Senator, if you're watching, I'm here today, and I dressed for the occasion.
Yes.
I don't know about all of you, but when I look at the news today, I see red. Who would have thought that in 1980, when the community raised money for gay refugees coming here to our shores for safety and security, that we'd be faced with a refugee and humanitarian crisis of our own country's making? Who would have thought that we'd give women the right to put their lives, the choice to put their lives in battle, but deny them the choice of reproductive rights? But then I take a breath, and I remember, red is the color of life. Red is the color that runs through us, our hearts beating with love and passion, bringing oxygen to our brains so we can make choices. Every day you have choices, and I ask you to simply remember what my sister May Joy often says: never underestimate the power of small, incremental change on a day-to-day basis, extended over a long period of time.
Thank you. Yes.
I ask you today to stand proud, stand in love, and stand together. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Can I get an a women?
A women.
Can I get an all the others?
And all the others. Hello, San Francisco. Happy Pride. My name is Sister Nova Agra. I was born 10 months prior to Stonewall. But as early as I can ever remember, I was unconventional, and I always was uniquely different. I never conformed. I grew up in fear. 50, 40, even 30 years ago, it wasn't safe to identify as a gender other than the one you were assigned at birth. I knew at a very early age that I was a boy, but getting others to understand that was no easy task. The first time I knew something was wrong with me was when I was about 8 or 9. I was swimming at the river with my cousins, topless. And my aunt and uncle shamed me, and they shamed my parents for allowing me to swim topless with boys. I was a tomboy. That was the label that my family put on me so they could cope with it, to understand. I didn't understand why they had to have a label. I just wanted to be me. My mom tried to put me in dresses. I hated them. I never wore them. But look at me now, Mom. But I got lucky. So I was born in Indiana, and my mom brought me to California at an early age. It was hard for her. She didn't like it, and she eventually moved back. It was probably the most difficult thing she ever did, but it was the best thing she ever did for me. I found community. In the late 80s, I started attending Pride celebrations, and I showed up to support AIDS activism, and I found the drag community. And at the same time, I was learning about these sisters of Perpetual Indulgence running rampant in the streets of San Francisco. But with all the wonderful people in my life, it was the sisters that I found many years later that accepted me more than anyone else. I rediscovered the sisters up north in Eureka. I did many things up there. I started an organization. I went to another state and I started another organization there. None of the things that I did really matter. The most important thing that matters is that now that I'm here, I'm living my authentic life. That's why I'm here. I'm here for all of you. The theme of today is generations of resistance. Generations of resistance. Look around. Look what we've done. During the last 50 years, we couldn't have done this without all of you. Thank you.
Give it up for the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, everyone!
Don't let the bullies take you down. Rise, queers, rise.
Thank you, sisters!
Thank you, my beautiful sisters. Yes!
Happy
One more
Pride,
time.
everyone.
Thank you, Nova. Love
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Roma.
40 years. 40 years of community service, fundraising, raising hell, picking up bullhorns and picket signs
That's
to fight
right.
for things that matter. And it has been our pleasure to do that because we love each and every one of you. And
Well,
that
let
is no shit. Absolutely. The sisters love you. So thank you for being here today.